Researchers sample 8,000 households concerning TV shows they watch. Based on the sample, 15% reported watching 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is the name of a show. Uh, what is the 95% confidence interval for the proportion of all Americans that watch 60 minutes? So to calculate confidence intervals involving proportions, we will use proportion stats on the StatCrunch. So let's open StatCrunch. So you will do stats, proportion stats, and for a long time we'll be doing just one sample. And normally it's with summary. If it's with data, you will see information given in form of data values instead of some summarized information. Okay, so number of successes and number of observations. So if we go back to the problem, uh, this the number of observations is the sample size, so that's 8,000. And from those 8,000, 15% watch the show. So 15% of 8,000 is the number of successes. Okay, so 8,000 is the number of observations, and 15% of it is number of successes. So 8,000. And let's see if we can just do 0.15 times 8,000. And it may take it. If it doesn't, it will give an error. So you can also calculate 15% of 8,000 and then just write this value. And then you will select confidence interval, and they did want a 95% confidence interval. So let's see if this works. No. So it does want you to put a number here. So when you do the 0.15 times 8,000, you will get 1,200. Now, or actually we have it backwards. The 1,200 has to come here, and the number of observations is 8,000. So number of observations is always the sample size. And now it may have taken this. So the error might not have been what we wrote. It might have been the fact that it always expects a bigger number in the number of observations and a smaller one here. So that could have been the error. But anyhow, let's see. Okay, so this is the confidence interval. This is the lower limit. This is the upper limit. So they wanted 3 decimal places. So you would do 0.142 to 0.158. 0.142 to 0.158. Assume random sample is used to estimate proportion P. Find the margin of error that corresponds to the given statistics and confidence level. So 98% confidence level, sample size 2380, of which 20% are successes. Okay. So when you have to find margin of error, you would still do proportion stats. So let's start. So you would still do stats, proportion stats, one sample, but now you will not do with data or with summary, you will do the width sample size. Okay, so here we have 98% confidence, 2380 sample size. Okay, so 98% confidence, 2380 is the sample size. Target proportion is sometimes given in the problem. If it's not given, then 0.5 is the default. But in this particular problem, it is given that 20% are successes. So 20% is the target proportion. So 0.20. And the question was asking you to find the margin of error. So remember, we drew a picture last time. And in that picture, in fact, let's draw that again. And the picture was saying that the margin of error is half of the interval length. So if you have this as the interval, then half of it is the margin of error. So this full is the interval length, and margin of error is half the interval length. So now let's go back. So now when you work it, the width, okay, they are calling it the interval width instead of the interval length. It doesn't matter. So we don't have margin of error here, but we have the interval width. So we will compute it. So that gives it to be 0.02. So let's see how many decimal places. We need 4 decimal places. So you're getting 0.0270, and you will divide that by 2. So that would be 0.0135. So you just divide this number by 2. It would be 0.0135. Round to 4 decimal places. Let's see if everything is correct. 2380. Oh, the confidence level was 0.98. Okay. So sample size was 2380. Okay. So it's 0.0381, and you divide that by 2. So be 0.0191. When you divide the 0.0381 by 2, you will get 0.0191. So margin of error is half of the width. .0191.